my first time back in China since 1996. So one more look at the plane.
In this episode, we're going to show you how you can obtain a free 72-hour Chinese visa, climb the Great Wall of China for free, as well as some of the more inexpensive tourist attractions in Beijing. So Charles, have you ever been to Beijing before?
I have. It's a great place to learn about Chinese culture, its history, and lots of amazing architectures like the Great Wall of China. In fact, I actually climbed the original, unrestored part of the Great Wall for free.
Wow, but I really don't like the idea of having to apply for the visa, or having to pay for the application, or having to wait the next few weeks for your passport to arrive.
True, but there's a little secret on getting into China visa-free for 72 hours. If your flight has a stopover in one of the major cities in China, including Beijing, and your final destination terminates in a third country including Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau, you qualify for this visa exemption provided you're coming from one of the 51 countries listed in the description.
My stopover is only for a few hours. Also, when does my 72 hours actually start?
Well, in most cases, you can just request your airline to give you a stopover extension for 1 day, 2 days, or even 3 days. And your 72 hours starts at the midnight on the day you arrive in Beijing. For example, if you land at 8 AM on May 1st, your 72 hour actually starts at the midnight of May 1st, and you must leave by 11:59 PM on May 3rd.
Just out of curiosity, what can I do in Beijing for 3 days? Is there anything that I don't have to pay for?
Of course, but before you do that, you need to get from the airport, and the most inexpensive option is to take the metro, the Airport Express, for about 25 yuan or $4 US. Most of the tourist sites are easily accessible by metro, which only costs 30 US cents each way with unlimited transfers. The first train starts at 5 AM and the last train ends at 11 PM.
Now, one thing to keep in mind is there is a bit of a problem in China with counterfeit money being given towards foreigners who may not be familiar with the currency. So whatever you do, do not exchange your foreign currency in the street or in any of the small shops. You also don't want to do it at the airport either. They usually have pretty high rates and come with extra fees. It's better you just do it from an ATM, withdraw, which usually gives you the best exchange rate possible.
If your bank is a part of Global ATM Alliance, such as Bank of America, Scotiabank, Deutsche Bank, and Barclays, you can withdraw free of surcharge at China Construction Bank ATM. And you need to be aware of few scams that target tourists. First, tourist menus. Try to find a bilingual menu in restaurants to avoid being given a foreigner's menu. Many are unaware that average price of a meal will be offered at different price to locals and foreigners, sometimes 2 or 3 times higher. And take only official yellow colored taxis. The official taxis have a Beijing license plate. All other taxis are considered black taxis. The illegal taxis are not metered and always charge up to 3 times the average fare. They often stop at the middle of nowhere to demand money from you in advance.
Also, tea house scams. Gotta be careful of these. You're walking down the street and suddenly you're invited into a tea house by a lovely lady who wants to have tea or coffee. And then suddenly she disappears into the back room, and then you end up paying nearly about $100 for just one little cup of tea. Enjoy. Also, scalpers. They usually claim to have cheaper tickets. Most of the time they're fake. And lastly, Beijing is one of the pickpocket capitals of the world. So what we recommend is you pick up one of these nice little money belts. It costs about $5.
With that being said, let's first visit the famous Great Wall of China. The cost of admission depending on which section you visit. In Dalian section, even a cable car is available. But most people do not know is there's part of the Great Wall that's free to visit called Jiankou.
Now, before we show you how to get to Jiankou, we gotta warn you about a few things. This section is one of the most dangerous parts of the wall to visit given this state of disrepair. Also, for safety reasons, make sure you go in the group and not on your own. And once again, avoid the black taxis. Make sure you go early, but always make sure you're also up to date on your bus schedule.
With that being said, this section of the Great Wall offers unique style, steep mountains, and beautiful scenery, a very photographic place. From Dongzhimen Metro Station, take the bus 936 to Yangtze Handao in Haiyu District. Transfer onto the bus to the Jiankou Great Wall section. This particular bus runs from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. From there, enjoy the 2-hour breathtaking hike up and 2-hour hike down.
Remember, the last bus is at 3 p.m., so make sure you get back down to the bottom and catch your bus. Otherwise, enjoy your camp out. And if climbing the Great Wall isn't really your thing, you can also do other tourist attractions such as the National Museum of China. The museum includes ancient Chinese currency, jade, bronze art, porcelain art, and Buddhist sculptures.
And if you're into evolutions like me, you can visit the Beijing Museum of Natural History. Here, you'll find dinosaur fossils discovered in China, the Peking Man, and various rocks. The ticket are 10 yuan or $1.50 US.
And if you're into sports, you can visit Olympic Park, where you can see the exterior of the buildings for the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games, and Olympic Forest Park as well. But also beware of those guys who walk around with these really big cameras and then they offer to take your picture and then sell it back to you for a super expensive price.
And of course, your visit will not be complete without a photo op in front of the Tiananmen Square. And remember, avoid those guys with big cameras.
And those who are interested in getting a good deal on antiques may want to visit the Beijing flea market. And remember, with this rule, haggle hard. You want to go low as possible.
One of the biggest tourist attractions in Beijing is the Palace Museum or the Forbidden City, the home of the Emperor. As of 2015, tickets are approximately $650 to $950 US. But if you bring a student card, it only costs $320. Don't forget to also visit the Beijing Temple of Heaven for $1. Situated in south part of central Beijing, it is where the emperor goes to pray and pay respect to the heaven.
And for those of you like me who get the munchies and you want to snack out, you can visit Keeman Street, where you can pick up some authentic Beijing snacks.
If you want to find out the traditional living area of locals, visit the Hutongs. It literally means narrow street or alleys, commonly associated with northern Chinese cities. The best preserved Hutongs are located in Xincheng District and Dongcheng District.
And now you know some of the great places that you can visit that are free and inexpensive during your stay in Beijing, and we hope you have a wonderful time.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on our videos. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Hey.
That's my line!
No, it's my line.
My line!
I can't work under these conditions.
Me too!
So apparently this is one of the top universities in China, in the world actually. That's what they, at least that's what the communists claim. You know, little zoom in. I love you all from the Great Wall and